For years, the United States of America has been the dream destination for Indian students pursuing higher education. But according to the latest Transnational Education Report 2024-25 from upGrad Study Abroad, that dream is showing cracks. Applications to US universities have been dropping 13% compared to last year. That's a major shift in a market that once saw the US dominate nearly every aspirant's shortlist. So, what's driving this change? Rising tuition costs, a weaker rupee, stricter visa policies, and murky post-study work prospects are among the top reasons. It turns out the American dream isn't as golden for Indian students anymore. If the US is losing ground, who's winning? Germany, for one. Its share of Indian students skyrocketed from 13.2% in 2022 to 32.6% in 2024-25. That's a remarkable leap, overtaking traditional destinations like Canada and even the US itself. Germany's growth is not a fluke. It's backed by policy, affordability, and career-focused programs that appeal to the modern Indian student. The Federal Statistical Office of Germany reported nearly 60,000 Indian students are now enrolled there, up from 49,500 just 2 years ago. The UAE is also making waves. Indians now account for 42% of the international student population there, attracted by lucrative career prospects and flexible programs. And Ireland, while smaller in scale, has carved out a niche thanks to its English language courses and shorter degree formats. Canada and the UK, once stalwarts in the Indian student market, are facing headwinds. Canada's popularity dropped from 17.9% to 9.3%, and UK student visas fell 11%. The reasons are similar to the US decline. There are costs, post-study opportunities, and stricter immigration policies. A deeper look at the report shows a change in priorities. The days when permanent residency was the main driver for studying abroad are fading. Only 19.9% of students now prioritize migration, compared with nearly half, that is 48.2%, who focus on landing better jobs. In other words, education is no longer a stepping stone to immigration. It's an investment in career growth. This shift is visible in the kinds of programs students are choosing. Master's degrees dominate, accounting for 86.5% of preferences. Management and MBA programs have nearly doubled in popularity over the past 3 years, now attracting 55.6% of students compared to 30% previously. STEM courses remain strong at 38.9%, with computer science, IT, and data science leading the pack, followed by engineering. Healthcare and pharmaceutical programs trail behind at around 5.8%. Money matters, of course, and Indian students are being strategic about it. About a third rely on education loans, 28% secure scholarships, and 22% self-fund. Most operate within budgets of 10 to 30 lakh rupees, indicating a calculated approach. Education is an investment, not a gamble. Cost is not the only consideration. Employability is. Let's take a closer look. In 2022, the US and Canada together attracted more than a third of all Indian students abroad, with the US at around 19% and Canada at nearly 18%. By the year 2023, the US surged to nearly 60%, but by 2024-25, the momentum reversed. Today, Germany leads. Canada has halved its share, and the US continues its decline. The rising cost of studying in the US is partly linked to the weakening rupee. In March 2023, it was 81 to 82 rupees per US dollar, and that meant that tuition fees and living expenses became significantly more expensive for Indian families. Canada's drop, while not as steep as the US, reflects a similar calculation: high costs and limited post-study opportunities. Meanwhile, European nations, especially Germany and Ireland, offer quality education at lower cost, often in English or bilingual programs with clear pathways to employment. The Middle East, led by the UAE, appeals with its dynamic job market and flexible programs. Across the board, Indian students are not just chasing prestige. They're chasing ROI, or return on investments, in terms of skills, employability, and future earning potential. Loans, scholarships, and budgeted self-funding show that families are investing thoughtfully, not recklessly. So what does this mean? For Indian students, the default choice of studying in the US, Canada, or the UK is fading. Affordability, employability, and pragmatic career outcomes now guide decisions more than migration dreams. Europe, the Middle East, and Asia-Pacific nations are emerging as future-ready alternatives, offering shorter programs, lower costs, and pathways to employment. In short, Indian students are no longer following the path of tradition. They're charting their own course, one that balances ambition with affordability, global exposure with career outcomes, and experience with opportunity.